Good afternoon, Mr. Jenkins. Would you introduce yourself, tell us your name and your DOC number?
Domingo Jenkins DOC 2715.
Okay, and counsel, would you introduce yourself for the record?
Good afternoon, Robert Lancaster with the LSU Parole and Reentry Clinic here today representing Mr. Jenkins. With me is Madison Rowland. She is a third-year student at the Law Center enrolled in the clinic. She is certified to practice law under Louisiana Supreme Court Rule 20, and she will be representing Mr. Jenkins today at the hearing.
Okay, great, thank you. And Ms. Rowland, will you be making a presentation at the end once we conclude our interview, or is that okay with you? That's great. Okay, Mr. Jenkins, let me just read some identifying information into the record. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge those folks who have joined us today. We have the Parole Project here with us in support. We have in opposition Ms. Lauren Briscoe, Ms. Joyce Briscoe, and Mr. Robert Pope Sr. And we'll call on those who've indicated they'd like to speak at the appropriate time. So, Mr. Jenkins, you're here this afternoon seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced to a life sentence in Orleans Parish in February of 1988 for a second-degree murder conviction. Is that information correct, Mr. Jenkins?
Yes, ma'am.
And your case has been assigned to Mr. Freeman. Would you answer this question?
Okay, Mr. Jenkins, how old are you?
50.
Okay, and how long have you been in prison on this charge?
On the charge 26.
26 years, okay. What's your educational level?
I get an SSI check on the 9th grade.
Have you ever tried to get your GED since you've been in prison?
I'm in school in Elizabeth class.
Mr. Jenkins, tell me what happened. I mean, there's kind of a couple different stories, and today I want the true story. What went down between you and Mr. Pope that day?
I came home, went home, I went inside, my little stepson asked me, you ain't about to say that, you ain't about nothing here. I said, no. So I'm gonna go to the store and get that for you. I went to the store, my neighbors asked me, and the store, he said, Domingo Jenkins, you got robbed last week? I said, yes, ma'am. He said, with the little girl? I said, yeah. I said, he said, the mall pool. I went home, I had a bat in my hand. He was standing outside. He said, yeah, I ain't killed his AD. You had your daughter with you. I went inside. I made a phone call and called my brother. I told my brother, bring me a gun.
Okay, why did you tell your brother to bring you a gun?
The mall pool had, like he had a gun on him or something. Like that, I got scared of my life.
Did you see a gun?
Yes.
How come nobody else saw a gun and there was no other gun found?
At the time there, my brother bought me a gun. Me and him, we got in an argument. He had a fight. I laid there and shot first.
And still don't tell me what happened to a gun that nobody else saw and nobody else found. Other witnesses say he did not have a gun, but your account is that he did have a gun.
Yeah, one. Yeah, the only had outside with us.
Okay. So you were claiming it's self-defense, but you got your brother to bring you a gun and you went back outside and confronted him. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
So you knew a man had a gun, but you went back outside and confronted him Of course, your brother had brought you a gun. Who did the shooting? You or your brother?
I shot.
You shot. Okay. All right. Well, any drugs, alcohol involved?
No, sir.
Did you ever do drugs and alcohol?
No, sir.
Now, see, you have one prior period of probation that was closed satisfactorily. The chief is opposed, your family is unopposed, and victim's family is all opposed. You have a low risk. You had 68 disciplinary write-ups. The last one was in 2018 for aggravated work offense. What was that about?
I stood up for Christmas night to the next morning. I went late. I laid down at 5:30. I thought about it. I had to go to work. I got up at 9:45. It too late.
All right. What about in 2014? You had a contraband. What was the contraband?
A cigarette.
Was it just a cigarette? Wasn't no dope.
No drug. I don't do drugs.
If you had a chance to talk to the victim's family, what would you tell them?
No, I'm apologize. The quest hurt the other, the family member, his family, my family, the Pope.
What kind of classes have you taken? Have you taken any?
I took dancing for a chain, 100 hours.
Only 2 classes you've taken?
And that business as well. And such like that.
Did you learn victim awareness?
What did you learn in victim awareness?
Thank.
No, victim awareness.
Oh, shit. Listen. Angry will walk away.
Victim awareness. You wrote about it at the
Oh.
top.
My family.
Just speak. The
The
victims.
victim family.
We talked about victim awareness.
Did you learn from victim awareness?
Oh, the victim. What's that a lot? I don't know.
About thinking for a change? What did you get out of thinking for a change?
And for a change, I think listen, love, and walk away.
I see you have some medical problems. What is the non-compliance with medical about?
High blood pressure.
Yeah, but why are you non-compliant? Says you have Mr. Jenkins is a 50-year-old male with a past medical history of GERD, asthma, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, and non-compliance.
I didn't, cutting grass. I passed out too much, it's so hot. I had my asthma pump with me.
Is there any medication they try to give you which you don't take?
I tell you high blood pressure and flu pill.
How many children do you have?
Got 3.
Do you have any contact with them?
Yes, sir.
So you talk to them often?
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions.
Ms. Wilson?
Good afternoon, Mr. Jenkins, how are you?
Yes, sir.
How many medications do you take on a daily basis?
Oh, I take 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening.
Have you ever refused to take your medication for any reason?
No, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Orlando, is there anything you can add?
I can tell you that he have had victim awareness, anger management, 100-hour pre-release. He also participated in Malachi Dad. His target is low. He's still in literacy. He's been having a challenge trying to complete literacy, but I must say he's been staying the course trying to get through it. Hopefully he will. Other than that, I have no problem with Mr. Jenkins.
Okay, thank you. All right, can we hear from the Parole Project?
Yes, good afternoon. Kerry Myers with Parole Project. Mr. Jenkins we've committed to Mr. Jenkins to be a long-term client of Parole Project. He's a very hard worker. He has skills. He has done everything there at Angola as a Class A trustee that I've asked him. But he also has a learning disability. And so that's why he is continuing to struggle with his GED, but he maintains the effort in literacy. And I find that to be quite commendable that he does. We are committed to do long-term residential care for him. We will help him find employment. Like I said, he does have employable skills. He even has a job offer in New Orleans, but he doesn't want to return to New Orleans. He doesn't want to return into the area where the crime was committed. He would much rather rebuild his life here in Baton Rouge, and we're committed to helping him do that. We believe that he is going to an excellent candidate, and we would just ask this board to grant his clemency recommendation today.
We'll hear now from Ms. Lauren Briscoe.
Good afternoon. My name is Lauren Pope. I'm the baby sister of Jamal Pope. It's been, in 2 weeks, it'll be 26 years since my brother was senselessly murdered. And for 25 of those years, we had to learn how to cope. My family and I, we've had to learn how to cope. You never get over such a traumatic experience as we've endured. And we were just before the board 6 months ago when his brother appeared. And that coping has been disrupted because we've had to be re-traumatized by this event. Over the years, I've heard so many different stories. I still don't know exactly what happened because I don't feel like the truth has been told today. And I just ask that the board upholds his original sentence to life without the chance of parole. And just let us cope, let us continue, because not only murder was committed, the offensive robbery, we were robbed of our experience with my brother, with my mother and father's son, my brother's brother. It was senseless, and we don't have any more words or anything to share other than we're still hurting, and we continue to be re-traumatized by this event. Thank you.
Joyce, would you like to say some words?
Yes, I'm Joyce Briscoe. I'm Jamal's Pope's mother. This has really happened to me and I can't live on. It keeps opening and opening. He and his brother just, if we call somebody and ask them for a gun, but still, you had no reason to kill Jamal. He just wanted to kill Jamal. And that's what he did. He took his life in his own hands and took it away from us. And I don't think he needs to be given the freedom that the board is maybe suggesting or may give him. I just think that he should be sentenced without parole as it was given to him. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Briscoe. All right, Mr. Jenkins, is there something you'd like to say before we turn it over to Ms. Rowland?
I'm gonna tell you the full thousand business for the mall pool. Why, I killed, the mall pool. They found hurt for the pool. My family hurt. By the job.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Rowland?
Domingo's aunt, Miss Myrtle, Colleen is prepared to speak and support as well, if that's okay.
Okay, sure. I didn't have her on my list. Go ahead, ma'am.
Good afternoon. My name is Myrtle Keelan. I am Domingo's aunt. Now listen to the both sides of the family and what she had to say, but the truth is both sides of the family has hurt. I lost a sister. My sister has mental issue problem. He has mental problem as well as his daughter. It runs in the family. Even the kids, some of the kids have it. On behalf of men, we call them men. It was a hurting thing that happened, but the truth wasn't told. He wasn't a saint, neither one, because we both lost out. They lost, we lost. And our family been hurting. I had to be the one that stood in the place for my sister because my sister suffered with mental illness. I had to do the thinking for her as well as her children. I placed him in special education at school, but he has the ability. He can't explain himself. He hear what you're saying, but he's not really taking it in. He don't know certain words. He don't know how to express himself. And his way of expressing himself, when he was in school, he'd always wanted somebody to laugh and be happy. But the truth is that I am the one that did everything for this family, from school, for my sister, and everything. His learning ability was the same as sitting in here. He understands some of what you're saying. The rest, he don't understand. And he don't know how to express himself. But yes, our family has really taken a hurt, and the hurt felt that I lost a sister. My sister was the same way. And I have the grandkids, same way. I'm still placing them in special ed because I believe in education. I want the best for it. And I went through it. I made sure that he was placed in a school setting that he could get the help. Back then, they didn't have what they have now to help the kids with special education now, you see. But he tried, but it just wasn't there. And you can place them in all kind of programs, but the mind has to be focused on, I want to learn. He want to learn, but he needs help with expressing himself. He cannot do it. You got to break it down in layman terms where he can understand what you're saying. He's sitting there, I'm sitting here listening at him. He needs help. But I'm so grateful. Let me tell you this too, and I'm going to sit down on this. He's been here, and I've seen a major change in my nephew. My nephew called home, he's happy. I have never once had him complain about anything. He talks about what he's doing. He talking about how he cook in the kitchen. He talk about he go to class. And they say jail is the worst place to be. I don't see it like that. I see where through my nephew, he got the resources that he needed. He needed this. Even though I didn't want him in jail, set the record straight, but it helped him. And I seen a major change in him. And now that I sit down and talk with him, he called home, he's happy and everything. This is some of the help that he needed that he didn't get on the street. And where he lived at, it was a different environment. Desire Project. The school didn't have everything. So thank you for listening.
Thank you for your remark. We appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Rowland.
Thank you. Members of the board, Domingo is not the same person he was when he came to prison over 20 years ago. He's worked hard to change from the young 24-year-old who he was when he committed this crime, and we just asked the board to judge him on who he is today. Domingo takes full responsibility for his crime and is deeply remorseful for the immeasurable pain his actions have caused the victim's family, and his community. Domingo can't change what he did 26 years ago, but what he could change, he did. He reflected deeply not only on the pain he caused, but also the things that led him to that terrible moment. He's worked diligently to rehabilitate himself to make amends for the harm he has caused. Not only has he taken all of the major programs, but he has applied what he learned to his daily life. His trustworthy and dependable character was recognized by the institution early on. He was a tier walker in Camp J just 6 years into his incarceration. And he has also worked on death row as well as many other highly trusted job assignments. He has been a Class A trustee and lived in Camp F for the past 7 years. And he has found structure and purpose in his work and consistently demonstrates a positive attitude and strong work ethic. His trustworthiness and dedication to his work are qualities that are highly valued in society and demonstrate his ability to be a productive, law-abiding citizen. He has an excellent reentry plan with the full support of Parole Project and his family that will take him out of New Orleans, and he will be able to build a new life in Baton Rouge. And his institutional compliance demonstrates that he thrives with the presence of positive role models in a stable environment, and he has a very intentional reentry plan that will maintain these things. His diligence and self-improvement, rehabilitation, and institutional compliance demonstrate that he's an excellent candidate for clemency. And if he's given the opportunity, he will continue to be a positive influence on those around him and will be an asset to the community outside of prison. For these reasons, Domingo Jenkins respectfully requests a recommendation for clemency. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe we're prepared to vote. Mr. Freeman.
This is a tough, real tough. Mr. Jenkins, I think you need some more help. I looked at your mental health evaluation. I don't know who did it, but I don't know. It brings skepticism to my mind when I look at it. I listened to the victim's family. They're hurting and they should be hurting. I don't think that we got the whole truth of what happened that day. I'm not saying who was totally at fault, but I don't think Mr. Pope had a gun. From all of the witnesses accounts, he did not have it. Even from some of your side, did not have a gun. So at this time, my vote is to deny and tell you to keep working at it.
Mr. Wiltshire.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Jenkins, the victim's family is still suffering emotionally, physically, and mentally over this egregious crime. Based on overwhelming express opposition from the victim's family and law enforcement, my vote is to deny your request.
Mr. Mirabella.
Mr. Jenkins, it's clear to me that you have some mental health issues that you face. I think that transition plan, perhaps we take care of these things. I do agree with all of my other colleagues, but I do want to take a chance with you. My vote would be to grant a commutation with me for 99.
Right, Mr. Jenkins, it is a tough case. I've listened to, all the parties. I've carefully reviewed everything. And I do believe that the transition plan with the parole project would help address some of the issues that, that you have and that you face, and those expressed by your aunt. So I would concur with Mr. Marabella and make the recommendation that your sentence be commuted to 99 years with immediate parole eligibility. However, today it requires a unanimous vote, so you've received 2 favorable votes, 2 votes to deny your application. So today, sir, your application for clemency has been denied. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.